It's early August and we're headed up to Illinois. We got some land up there we're going to scout out, get some covert cameras out. And it's a new place we hadn't hunted before. And our main goal on this trip is to find old Stubbs, a honey hole. And Brook, I think, you know, after a couple of days of this walking around these properties, I think we'll put them on him.
Go ahead and put out our first camera. Got a pretty good looking spot here. It's gonna be fine. Lots of deer sign already. Lots of tracks, and they're wearing the beans out.
Brook and I was sitting there talking, I mean, about like I am right now. And all of a sudden I look over his shoulder and there was a giant stepped out, probably 75 yards from us. And he ran back toward the highway. So we decided we'd slip around to the other field and see what's going on in it.
Found this alfalfa field, and you know, we're going to put out some covert cameras, and I've got the DSLR and Anthony's walking out front, and we just see these bucks raise up out the alfalfa. They all in velvet, and you know, this is probably the spot for old Stubbs.
We kind of eased up to the top, and man, they were just piling out of there. We probably saw 7 or 8 bucks there and some does. Across the road's another big alfalfa field, and we got over there and it was magical.
It's even better than what we thought on the other side. Man, we walked in there to put out a camera, and I don't know how many bucks we saw, but they were going everywhere. And there's all kind of little cuts and fingers of timber and on this piece of property, and we just knew that, you know, this is where we need to be. Up our last camera here. Got a fine bucks here.
When them bugs started coming out, it was just one right after another. They wasn't paying us no attention. We're in the wide open, standing out in the middle of an alfalfa field, and finally when we started walking off, they eased off. But it's pretty awesome going up there that time of the year. All the deer, they're calm. They're used to seeing the farmers out in the fields, and you can really get an idea of the deer that's hanging around your property.
Well, when you see as many bucks as we did in one single field, that's a pretty good indication of where the stand needs to be. And we saw them come out of the timber and walk right under a stand that's already there. So money. That's all I got to say. Well, I'm Brook with Real South Hunting, and I want to tell you thank you for watching the show. And I want to tell you how you can keep up with us in real time. If you'll go to our Facebook page, give us a like. If you'll go to our Instagram and give us a follow, that will let you keep up with us as things are happening. You can also go to realsouthhunting.com. You can check out some of our content on there. You can also purchase a hat there in our online store. We have over 30 different styles and colors. Each purchase helps us create the content that you're seeing now. We appreciate you watching the show, and we appreciate each and every one of you that go out there and buy a hat to show support for Real South Hunting.
All right, so we get ready for an early season hunt. Joe's gonna be my cameraman. A&M's found out that we can stay at the lodge. This is awesome.
I tell you what, we're home. Illinois Extreme Whitetail Outfitters. If you're needing a place to stay and you're hunting Pike County, Illinois, or somewhere around here, this is the place to be.
And we pulled another little cat out of the hat. We took Miss Mann with us to be our cook. So we were set up with a cook, a big lodge to ourselves, nobody else was there. So you're talking about a good time, we had one.
First time of the year, Illinois. Me and Brother Joe is fixing to go get on.
We get there, and me and Joe does a little scouting. We hunt a stand there at the gap. But the deer, I mean, we got bucks crossing there, and decent bucks, but they're way out. They're 150 or 200 yards. So we hunt that a day or day and a half. We decided to move across the road, and that's when things began to happen.
We come over to another farm, pull some cameras, see some really nice bucks. we come back, got Brother Joe to help me, or not help me. Brother Joe hung another ladder, another lock on for a camera guy. We didn't get set down good. There was a doe and three long bears come out, so that was pretty cool.
We're hunting there, and I hear movement behind me, and I turn around, and here's this nice little 8-point. Well, Joe's got the camera on him. He's seen him before me. They just slipped right up on us. They ain't 20 yards, but it's kind of thick. Well, we're both looking at this deer. We see another little buck move, nicer deer. Neither one of us seen old Sad Daddy standing there. The one we're after is standing 20 yards, and I fiddle right around and don't get a shot. All right, so we know we ain't switching stands at this point. We're there the next day, and we see him come out all the way across the field. When he comes out, another 8-point, little smaller 8-point. Big deer for here, but small deer for there. They stand there and spar a little bit, and this, that, and another. And it's early season. I said, I'm gonna just try a grunt. Well, that was what I needed to do. I done a grunt, and here he comes. Now, I was looking at him 150 or 200 yards with no binoculars. And as he got closer, I got more excited. This is the real deal. This buck comes up to about 20 yards, but the way the stand's set up, he could have come any other way, and I would have had a perfect shot. He stopped at 20 yards. I mean, he got his head way up high. He is looking for the buck. I mean, he is looking for trouble. He turned, and of course, I've ranged everything 100 times. I got ranges anywhere from 15 yards out to 60 yards. Practiced my bow a lot out to 60 yards. Very confident out to 50. He gets to 50 yards. I said, I'm gonna grunt one more time, see if he'll turn. There was one limb in the way. I grunted, he turned perfect. Broadside at 50. I drawed back, he was a dead deer, but I couldn't get on him. My bow had hung up. I was sitting down to shoot under a limb. Bow hung up. I ain't sitting here making excuses because buck fever took over. When I finally thought I was on him, you can see where the arrow went.
Way over him. Was he 50?
Probably 12 inches over his back. So, missed the biggest deer of my life. I would have a lot rather missed him than hit in no man's land or boogered him up. So, give God the praise. I was on probably one of the finest hunts of my life. Had an awesome cameraman with me, done a great job. Got to spend a week in Illinois, me and my wife, in the lodge, so it was just totally awesome. We got some fine places to hunt in Illinois. We got some other hunts booked that we're going on, so it's looking like it's gonna be a really good season. Catch y'all next week. I'm gonna tell you right now, give God the praise. To miss an animal that fine, a clean miss, him run off. It don't make you proud at the moment, but I am sure proud that I didn't hit up in no man's land somewhere and mess a good buck up.